Horoscope predictions.
Aries.
Aries. This Monday sets the tone for the week by reminding you that momentum isn't about constant motion, it's about directing your energy wisely. You may wake up with the urge to push ahead on multiple fronts at once, but the atmosphere today encourages pacing, planning, and setting priorities instead of charging into everything with unchecked intensity. Conversations with colleagues or partners may highlight areas you've been overlooking, particularly around time management, deadlines, or commitments that are starting to feel heavier than you expected. If you've been caught in a cycle of just getting it done, today is an invitation to pause, reevaluate, and find smarter strategies that allow you to sustain your energy for the long haul. Think less about sprinting and more about creating a rhythm you can maintain all week. On a personal note, your relationships may be asking for patience, and the people closest to you will respond well to your willingness to slow down and truly listen. It's not about grand gestures. Today, it's about offering undivided attention, whether to a partner, a family member, or even to yourself. You might find that simple, grounded interactions restore your sense of balance in ways you didn't anticipate. By the evening, there could be a tug-of-war between wanting space for yourself and wanting to stay connected to others. The key is balance, creating time for both without feeling guilty about either. Today teaches you that independence and collaboration can coexist when you move with intention. Your lucky numbers are 8, 19, and 27, and your lucky colors are scarlet, taupe, and jade.
Taurus.
Taurus, this day asks you to slow down and pay attention to the foundation beneath your routines, habits, and commitments. Practical matters such as finances, work projects, or long-term responsibilities may surface more strongly, reminding you that the groundwork you lay now will influence your stability for months to come. If there are unfinished details, overlooked responsibilities, or conversations you've been putting off, this is the moment to handle them with steady focus. You may also find yourself interacting with people who represent structure in your life: bosses, mentors, or family members, and their input could feel weighty, but ultimately useful for helping you define where you're going. The energy today rewards patience and consistency, even if it feels slower than your usual pace. On the emotional side, comfort and grounding become important themes. You may feel drawn to routines that soothe you, whether it's preparing a nourishing meal, spending time outdoors, or organizing the spaces where you spend most of your time. These small acts can have a big impact, helping you feel both settled and capable of handling the more demanding aspects of your day. Relationships feel more supportive when you show up with reliability, and people around you will notice your quiet strength. By the evening, you may crave a sense of calm closure, ending the day with something restorative that clears away the weight of responsibilities. The lesson today is that progress doesn't have to be dramatic, can be built slowly, carefully, and with purpose. Your lucky numbers are 14, 2, and 30, and your lucky colors are emerald, beige, and silver.
Gemini.
Gemini, as the new week begins, you may feel a noticeable pull between wanting to cover 100 different things at once and realizing that you'll get farther by slowing down and focusing on just one or two priorities. Your natural tendency is to scatter your attention across multiple ideas, conversations, or tasks. But today's energy rewards concentration and deliberate effort. At work or in personal projects, You may be asked to clarify your perspective or explain your reasoning, which pushes you to think more deeply about what you truly mean rather than offering quick answers. It's a day where communication holds extra weight, so even the smallest exchange can set the tone for how people perceive your reliability and clarity. Choosing honesty and precision over speed will serve you much better than rushing to be the first one with a response. On a more personal level, your curiosity is alive and restless, but it's worth being intentional about where you place it. You might find yourself drawn into conversations that open your mind to new ways of thinking. Or you could stumble across information that sparks an idea you want to explore further. Rather than hopping from one thing to the next, slow down and give yourself time to truly absorb it. This could also be a good day to reconnect with friends or loved ones, as your words have the power to bridge distance and strengthen bonds. By evening, you may feel mentally refreshed if you've resisted the temptation to overextend and instead chosen to focus deeply on what matters most. Your lucky numbers are 11, 6, and 28, and your lucky colors are azure, maroon, and pearl.
Cancer.
Cancer, today brings your emotional world into focus, highlighting the connection between your inner state and the way you move through your responsibilities. You may notice that your energy is directly tied to how much you feel supported, both by your environment and the people around you. If the past few days have felt scattered or heavy, this Monday offers a chance to reset, whether by clearing unfinished tasks, addressing practical matters at home, or simply creating a calmer space that allows you to feel steady again. Work or financial issues may demand attention, but the way you approach them is just as important as the results. A patient, step-by-step mindset will help you avoid the emotional drain that comes from rushing or expecting instant solutions. On the personal side, relationships may be asking for a little more presence and honesty. Someone close to you could be seeking reassurance, or you may notice the importance of opening up about what you need instead of keeping it bottled inside. Today's atmosphere supports vulnerability and a grounded, constructive wits, not about dramatic emotional displays, but about creating stability by saying what you truly feel. By evening, a sense of peace may return if you've given yourself permission to balance care for others with care for yourself. Small comforts like good food, music, or time spent in a safe space will be more restorative than you realize. This is a day for choosing grounding actions that remind you that security often starts from within. Your lucky numbers are 22, 9, and 15, and your lucky colors are ivory, indigo, and sage.
Leo.
Leo, this Monday brings a steady shift in your focus, encouraging you to think carefully about where your time and energy are flowing. You're often someone who thrives in motion, lighting up spaces with your presence and confidence. But today, the universe is asking you to prioritize substance over performance, at work or in your personal goals. You may be reminded that showing up consistently often carries more weight than bold, one-time efforts. Practical matters, whether financial planning, scheduling, or tackling tasks you've delayed, deserve attention now. And the satisfaction comes not from applause, but from the quiet reassurance that you're on track. People may look to you for leadership, but they'll also respect you more when they see you applying discipline and thoughtfulness behind the scenes. On a personal level, this day highlights the importance of emotional steadiness in your relationships. Someone close to you may not need grand gestures, but simply your willingness to listen and give them space to share what's on their mind. when you slow down and engage with care, the depth of your connections grows stronger than when you're racing from one interaction to the next. Evening hours may be best spent winding down rather than overextending. Socially, you'll gain more from one meaningful conversation or activity than from scattering your energy across multiple commitments. By the end of the day, you may feel a greater sense of calm, knowing you've honored both your ambitions and your heart. Your lucky numbers are 3, 17, and 25. And your lucky colors are bronze, navy, and cream.
Virgo.
Virgo today emphasizes the value of structure, clarity, and patience. And you may find yourself in the role of problem solver more than once throughout the day. Your natural attention to detail will be called upon, whether in your work environment, financial matters, or even within the routines of daily life. This is a day where the little things matter: organizing paperwork, setting realistic schedules, or fine-tuning systems you've been relying on will bring a sense of relief and accomplishment. Others may seek out your advice or clarity. And while you might feel tempted to carry more responsibility than you should, remember that balance lies in offering guidance without overburdening yourself. Progress will come through deliberate action, not rushing. And the steadiness you bring will help those around you feel more secure. Personally, you may notice that today carries a reflective undertone, pushing you to consider the connection between your outer habits and your inner well-being. If life has felt hectic recently, slowing down to engage in grounding rituals like cooking, reading, journaling, or tidying your environment will give you the reset you've been needing. Emotional balance is found in simplicity today, not in overcomplicating matters. Relationships may feel more supportive if you communicate with calm, honesty, and even small, quiet gestures of care will mean more than loud expressions. Evening hours are best spent in a space that allows your thoughts to settle, leaving you with the satisfaction that you've invested in both productivity and peace. Your lucky numbers are 12, 8, and 29. And your lucky colors are moss, indigo, and beige.
Libra.
Libra, as this new week unfolds, the focus turns strongly toward balance, something you're always striving to maintain. Yet today, it feels less like an abstract ideal and more like a practical necessity. Responsibilities at work, family expectations, or even your personal goals may seem to clash, pulling your attention in different directions. You may feel the urge to please everyone, but the energy of the day reminds you that trying to accommodate everyone's needs at once will leave you drained. Instead, this is about practicing patience, choosing carefully where your effort goes, and setting boundaries that protect your sense of calm. A conversation or decision today may feel small on the surface, but it could lay the groundwork for stronger stability in the days ahead. On a personal level, your relationships come into sharper focus. Someone close to you may be quietly waiting for your attention, not with demands, but with a need for genuine connection. Offering your presence, whether through a heartfelt conversation or simply spending time without distraction, could make a deeper impact than you expect. If you've been feeling stretched thin, creating a pocket of time for yourself will also restore your balance. It's about giving equal value to your own needs as you do to others. By the evening, you may find that a simple act of grounding, listening to music, walking outside, or reorganizing your space brings you back to center. Progress today is not about speed, but about the harmony you create step by step. Your lucky numbers are 4, 21, and 18, and your lucky colors are plum, ivory, and forest.
Scorpio.
Scorpio, this Monday pushes you to look beneath the surface, where your motivations and long-term intentions are waiting to be clarified. Work or personal responsibilities may ask more of you than usual, but the key lies not in doing more, but in doing with purpose. You might notice details that others miss, whether in a conversation, a project, or an unfolding situation. And that insight could give you an advantage if you're willing to act on it thoughtfully. Today is not about impulsive choices, it's about strategic ones. The kind that create ripple effects long after the moment has passed. People may look to you for your strength or intuition, and your presence alone can set the tone for how situations unfold. Emotionally, the day may feel intense at moments, pulling you toward introspection. You may crave privacy, but at the same time, meaningful interactions could present themselves, offering opportunities to deepen trust with someone important. It's a good day to check in with yourself about whether your current path aligns with your deeper values, and to adjust if something feels off. By evening, you may find satisfaction in activities that allow you to recharge without noise or distraction. Whether that's quiet reflection, journaling, or time spent with someone you trust deeply. The theme today is clarity through focus. By choosing to act with precision rather than spreading yourself thin, you'll set yourself up for steadier progress in the days to come. Your lucky numbers are 10, 7, and 32, and your lucky colors are charcoal, gold, and indigo.
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, as this Monday begins, you may feel the familiar tug between your responsibilities and your desire for freedom. And today, that tension asks for a grounded solution. You're naturally driven to explore, to learn, and to push beyond limits. But the day's energy points you toward focus and accountability. Work projects, deadlines, or unfinished responsibilities may call for your attention. And while your instinct may be to resist the weight of structure, you'll find that leaning into discipline now actually creates more space for freedom later. A conversation with a colleague, mentor, or even a family member could highlight an area where you've stretched yourself too thin, reminding you that refining your priorities is not a restriction, but a strategy. On the personal side, this day holds an opportunity for you to reconnect with what truly inspires you. Rather than chasing after dozens of fleeting interests, give yourself permission to slow down and explore one path with more depth. That might mean committing to a new skill, diving into a subject that sparks your imagination, or even setting aside time for meaningful travel or planning for the future. Relationships may also benefit from your willingness to be present in a more grounded way, listening, engaging, and showing consistency rather than moving on too quickly to the next distraction. By evening, you may find a sense of calm satisfaction if you've honored both your responsibilities and your need for growth. Your lucky numbers are 12, 5, and 27, and your lucky colors are copper, teal, and beige.
Capricorn.
Capricorn today emphasizes patience, strategy, and building from the ground up. You may find yourself thinking carefully about long-term goals, career moves, financial stability, or even the steps required to bring personal ambitions to life. This is a day that supports deliberate action over quick fixes. So if you're feeling pressure to make a decision, slow down and consider all the angles. Conversations with authority figures or people who influence your trajectory may carry extra weight, and how you present yourself could leave a lasting impression. Your ability to show consistency and thoughtfulness will be valued, and even if progress feels slow, it is steady, and that steadiness will pay off in the weeks ahead. On the emotional side, you may notice that your inner world is asking for balance just as much as your outer responsibilities. The seriousness of the day could feel heavy, but grounding yourself in routines like organizing your environment, tending to practical needs, or giving time to self-care can lift that weight. Relationships benefit when you let others see both your strength and your softer side, especially if you've been holding too much on your own. By the evening, you may feel more centered if you've allowed yourself to slow down and acknowledge what you've accomplished, rather than rushing on to the next challenge. The key lesson today is to trust the value of patience and perseverance, even if results aren't immediate. Your lucky numbers are 8, 19, and 34, and your lucky colors are onyx, sage, and ivory.
Aquarius.
Aquarius. Today, you may feel the contrast between your need for independence and the pull of group dynamics. At work, within friendships, or in community spaces, there may be expectations for you to step in, contribute, or lend your unique perspective. You are often ahead of the curve, spotting solutions others don't immediately see. And that innovative streak could be needed now more than ever. But the energy of this Monday also asks you to slow down enough to translate your ideas into something tangible, something that others can understand and build upon. This isn't about rushing forward with radical changes, it's about finding the balance between vision and structure, so your creativity actually lands where it matters. You may feel challenged to clarify your goals or adjust your communication, but by doing so, you make your insight more powerful. On a personal level, your connections may feel like a mirror reflecting back your current state. If you've been giving too much of yourself to others without pause, today might highlight the need for stronger boundaries. At the same time, if you've been too detached or caught up in your own head, there may be a reminder to lean in and engage with the people who truly value your presence. Conversations today may spark fresh understanding, even if they're not easy, and they can pave the way for greater trust. By evening, you might crave time to recharge privately, whether through technology-free, quiet, journaling, or simply sorting through your thoughts. The theme is participation without losing yourself, showing up for others while remembering to honor your own individuality. Your lucky numbers are 15, 9, and 28, and your lucky colors are turquoise, maroon, and silver.
Pisces.
Pisces, the flow of today nudges you toward clarity in areas that have recently felt foggy. Responsibilities may weigh on you, but the lesson is about focus rather than overwhelm. Whether it's organizing your tasks, setting clear priorities, or committing to a plan, the energy is pushing you to ground your natural sensitivity with practical steps. You may find yourself tuning in to the unspoken energy around you. Someone's mood, the subtle shifts in a conversation, or the underlying tension in a situation. Your intuition is sharp, but the challenge lies in acting on it wisely. Instead of letting your feelings guide you in 10 directions at once, allow them to point you toward what genuinely matters. This Monday supports simplifying, narrowing your focus, and trusting that smaller steps can still lead to meaningful progress. Emotionally, the day may also stir reflections about how much of your time and energy you give to others. Your compassionate nature often has you putting other people's needs above your own. And while that generosity is one of your strengths, today reminds you that self-care is essential if you want to keep giving sustainably. Relationships may feel tender weather that's leaning on someone close for support or offering your presence to a person who needs reassurance. By evening, A sense of peace can be found through calming rituals, creative expression, spiritual practices, or simply resting in a quiet space that feels like home. This is not a day for perfection, but for progress-making, steady, grounded choices that clear away uncertainty and bring a sense of order to your emotional landscape. Your lucky numbers are 6, 23, and 11, and your lucky colors are coral, navy, and pearl.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for more daily star wisdom. Let me know your sign in the comments and how this day unfolds for you. I'll see you tomorrow for another celestial check-in. Thank you so much for watching.